Bowling is a new sport sponsored by the MIAA in 2016. Coach, you were a key part of helping the conference figure out what it was going to take to sponsor the sport and how important that was going to be. Why was that something you wanted to do for Jennies bowling?
This has been an idea for several years based off of what other sports do and even Division II does with their traditional sport formula. For bowling, the movement to actually have bowling as an automatic qualifier is now coming to reality, and we were trying to be proactive in trying to set up our conference and put together all the criteria that would be needed to do that. So thankfully the MIAA had the vision to go ahead and allow us to use some of the same templates of other conferences. We formed the conference this past season, and we were able to work with some of the other schools within the MIAA as well as within the region to come together and have conference bowl.
For the conference now sponsoring this sport, what do you think that's going to do for the league? How's it going to help out in just kind of the overall scheme of the MIAA?
We'd like to think that it would get much more recognition for the conference whenever it comes to the level of play that we have. We have several schools within the conference that are elite level teams, and we play at a national level regardless of what conference affiliation they have. But I'd also like to think that it brings a little bit more notoriety to the sport as well for this area. Right now we have to travel quite a bit and compete quite a bit against the Division I schools. And this may allow us to be able to actually become more efficient and save some costs within conference play and bring that to the MIAA.
How is this going to change what a season looks like for your team?
As it starts, I don't know that it will change a great deal. The conference was gracious enough to let us utilize some of the traditional events that are currently in place. As it continues to move along, it's my belief that schools will actually be hosting their own home events and we'll be able to utilize an effective travel schedule. It'll be neat to see some of those venues that we haven't been able to get to so far. And then there are a few other MIAA schools that don't currently sponsor the sport at a varsity level. So that might be an interesting evolution too to how the MIAA views bowling.
And there's going to be a season-long point standings just like there are in pretty much every other sport. So talk about how that's going to work.
Some of those traditional events that I mentioned, we're calling them common events, and those events will allow us to be able to play head-to-head against some of our MIAA conference schools, as well as other schools that may be participating in the event. We'll have a set of 4 criteria that will be evaluated, including those head-to-head results, strength of the matches that we play against other teams that are not in the MIAA, and then there's an additional component too called like events that we'll have the opportunity to play different matches against teams that are not in our area, and then they'll use place finish for our results. So if we never see Lincoln University at an event and we're both there, we'd still be able to utilize the actual final results to seed us.
And then there's going to be a conference tournament championship, and we're hosting it. So, what are you expecting out of that, and how is that going to be formatted?
The conference tournament will be hosted by us in Kansas City, Kansas, and we chose that location primarily based off of an event that we've hosted in the past. The facility was gracious enough to offer for us to host, and then the MIAA was hoping to make this a seamless process. So they graciously took us up on our offer to host the first week. All the regular season matches will be used to help seed the teams into a postseason tournament, and then that tournament will be a bracket competition, and we'll utilize the match play format, which is 4 out of 7. The seeding process will help us balance things out based off of our matches from the previous events that we might have played or competed in against each other, and then we'll truly play a head-to-head format there in a double elimination bracket, similar to what the other postseason events are like.
How many schools are going to be MIAA bowling schools?
There's a total of 7 schools. So at this point, the traditional MIAA schools that were in at the beginning is us and Lincoln University, and then the other 5 are associate members. And the schools are really excited about having the conference play and conference format. This is a combination of primarily Division II, but also Division III schools. and they're all very interested in going back to some of those core concepts of Division II and Division III with regional play and being able to play against some closer but also common opponents, and getting back to some of those values that Division II and Division III promote through other sports as well.
So this first year obviously is going to be a learning year, just with how everything's going to work out. But what are some things that you want, not just for your team to accomplish, but for everyone to kind of do in the first year that bowling is an MIAA sport?
I'm very hopeful that the teams understand the true concept and some of the basic items that conference play provides. It's my belief that conference play was certainly something that drove some of the more regional and closer positioned teams to be able to create some rivalries and some great competition, but also work that within the confines of the travel and the cost logistics. So I think some of the new schools that have joined us will get a little better idea of what NCAA bowling is like. Some of them have evolved from the traditional governing body format, so this will be a new experience for them. But I think it will elevate the level of play across the conference and across the region